I am here. Good evening.
Perfect. Great. So I am here. It looks like we're kind of busy. We already have a queue building up and we just got on. So we're only on for an hour tonight. Just want to remind you guys we're going to be back on Sunday morning from 9:30 to 11:30 Arizona time for a 2-hour offering. But, without further ado, let's just go ahead and get off to the phone lines so we can start to take care of everybody in this call queue that we have building up. So, our first caller is going to be here from area code 330. Let me put you on the line here. Great. All right. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth?
Leslie, January 30th, 1980,
January 30th, 1980. All right, got it. And at what time were you born?
7:14 p.m.
7:14. Got it. Perfect. And do you have do you have a specific question about a general issue, or do you just want a general reading today?
Just general reading this evening.
And then one last thing, Leslie, where were you born?
Akron, Ohio.
Akron, Ohio. Got it. And you just want to do a general reading today? Perfect. All right. So, Veretta, I'll let you go ahead and get started here. Go ahead.
All right. Good evening, Leslie. Do me a favor, if you would. Take a breath. Think of the bottom of your feet as you exhale. Just kind of let all your everything go right now. There you go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. All right. So as you exhale, you ground, and I'm able to really connect with you. When your energy is scattered, it's a little bit more difficult to do general, only because there can be so much to look at. So you've got a couple things that I'm looking at that you're really kind of, I guess, wanting to put some attention on and focus. What I'm getting, first of all, is like, is this ever going to change? I don't know what that's about, but I'm feeling like there's something that you would like to have better, like to do better, like to know more of, and it's probably pertaining to life in general. That's okay. And what I'm also getting is that um, the secondary thing I'm getting is that you have a major irritation with somebody or something that's driving you a little bit crazy. I feel like that itself isn't gonna get any better. I hate to say that, but it's what I'm getting, and it's gonna be on you to move or make the change happen. And by move, I mean you're gonna actually have to decide, whether it's worth hanging out there for, or continuing to do what you're doing, or do you just want to cut bait and stop fishing, because that pond's going to not result in anything other than icky bottom feeders. I feel like the change will also result in a move or a change of location for you. So, kind of without giving any more information from you, I'm getting that you have some work. You have to make a change. It's not going to get any better around you. That situation isn't going to get any different. But the thing that you're like, is this ever going to change? I think that's just life in general. I think you're stagnant, or you're feeling fed up, or you're feeling like, you just don't get what you could in life and what you're dealing with right now. So yes, it is going to change. Yes, it is going to get better. But I think the catalyst is going to be on you. And that, I think, is going to be when you decide that you can make the change versus, I can't do this, I can't leave, I've got this, I've got that, I've got something else that anchors me in a way, and I can't. And yeah, you can. You're very intuitive, Leslie. You're very capable of understanding situations. You're able to read. And so, right away that says to me that you have done everything you thought you should or could or can, but there's something more you can do a little bit better, and it's going to create probably a little or a lot of upset in your world, but it's going to be okay. And once you make the commitment to see that change through, that's when you're going to see life get better. Now, having all that been said, what could you correlate a specific question in regard to all that? What specific thing can Ernesto tune into for you? Because he needs something a little bit more than just general to kind of give you something to grab onto.
Yes, and I recently started a new job a couple of months ago, and one of the things I'm planning to do is going for a Mississippi driver's license, since I moved from Kansas to Mississippi 2 months ago. And that is my main concern right now, as I do have a lot of anxiety about driving.
Okay. So you want to know if you're going to get it? Okay. Is that the question?
Yes.
All right, Ernesto, can you help him with that?
So the question is, Leslie, are you going to get the driver's license?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, just I'd have to take a look at exams and passing them. That's a separate inquiry than what I have prepared for you here today. What I can see just off the top of what we can tell, that if you're watching our YouTube stream, you'll see that I just placed a green square over that Jupiter. And then you're also going to have another green square coming up right here. So what this is in relation to is we're actually just looking at your solar arc sun, or your body out in the world, in the universe, on the planet, and where you are today. So if when we take a look at that, we notice a couple of things right away without even really having to do much work, is that we have this Jupiter in the second ring, and then and it corresponds with the Jupiter in the first ring, and your Pluto also. So this is, going to be fortunate changes. These are going to be things that, that are worth looking forward to. Now, to break this down a little bit further in what's going on, we can see that that Jupiter by direction is at 21 degrees in 1 minute. So anything that comes before 30 degrees, that midpoint in the second ring of information, that's going to give a quality of energy of, this is where you're going, this is where you're headed. All of your actions, related to Jupiter matters. Those energies are always headed forward. When it's that 30 to 60 degree mark, the second third of the dial here that I'm going to be highlighting here for you, when it's this particular as part of the dial, then we're looking, in that black arrow, we're looking at things that you're kind of stuck with for a while, things that don't change for about a 30-year cycle. And, to be clear, what's happening right now is that your finances, and your own personal luck, that's all headed in the direction where you're going to have some really nice changes coming up. So let's say to really long distance planning, 9 years from now, once this cycle is over, then all of the nice positive things that you've had, they're going to be cemented in your life for quite some time. And where you're at right now is about, making some positive changes that are really affecting you. I think that this new job that you had, that's going to be a major piece of it. That you definitely have some new work coming in, because you have this meridian Mars, which is this midpoint here, and that has to do with me and my work. That's a very simple way of looking at that. And I'll highlight this in a pink arrow here, just so you understand what we're looking at. So this midpoint meridian Mars, this has to deal with your work, and this is something that you're personally changing about yourself right now. So Leslie, would you say that the job that you're in right now currently, that this is unlike any other type of job you've had before?
It's unlike any other. This is my first full-time position working at a college or university in over 5 years, and I'm looking at least a 2-year commitment before I move to a bigger institution and possibly starting a Doctor of Education program.
Right, because I see you. I see you, going places like that. This job that you're in right now, like there's going to be some moving involved, and the moving is not imminent. That's going to be a little bit later down the timeline. But, you're probably going to be presented with a lot of different opportunities to travel. And if that's, just temporarily, for like a weekend, a business trip, or if that might be more long term, doing like a temporary assignment at another campus in another state for like 3 to 6 months, you're going to start to see these things coming up, and don't say no to them. Please, upheave your life. This is actually one of those few times in life where it's okay to drop everything to just make it work. Getting pets would probably not be a great idea right now, because then you have to deal with those types of care issues. I just see you kind of having like a transient lifestyle for work. So, you really want to be able to, be flexible and to be able to do what you need to do in those environments. But I do think that a lot of the positivity that you're really looking for in life that you didn't get, to be clear, that aspect of things that's headed for you and that this job is a big part of it. Now, also part of this job, to talk about that for a second, this job has to deal with, you being a master, you being an authority at something. I'm not really too sure what type of work you're doing here, since I'd have to break that down. But my advice is, work towards a management position, do everything that you can to become, like a department chair or over other people. Those are going to be the times in your job when you really excel. And that's going to open up, for even higher possibilities than what you had before.
Mm-hmm.
So is that a yes? He's getting advice.
So yeah, to answer the question about getting the license, I would expect that you're going to get the license. There's nothing really here that stacks up in a negative way that would be sort of like you're going to mess this up. I mean, if the chart is really resonating at the degree that we expect it to based on this information, then yeah, you're definitely going to pass the test for the license.
Mm-hmm. Because I do plan on taking that written test next Friday, and if I do well on that test, then I got to take the driving portion of the test.
Yeah, don't skip it. Don't.
You'll do great. Just a word of caution, because we are coming out of a Mercury retrograde right now. Just make sure that you really know all of the rules front and back, because you don't want to be blindsided by anything that was kind of a surprise, and then you realize, oh, I missed the mark and I didn't get my license because I missed one question more than what I should have, but that could have been prevented. So just like I had a friend that used to work in food service. She says, when they give us the answers to the final exam for the food handler's license. Now, why the heck does everybody go out and get wasted the night before and then forget everything the day of? I don't know. So, don't be one of those people, because that's kind of when you shoot yourself in the foot and you end up regretting it in the end. It's not sexy regret.
Right.
All right. Take care, Leslie, and good luck with that.
Yeah, Leslie. Hey, thanks for calling the show. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and go over to my website, eastrologer.net, to leave us a review that does get you into the raffle for a free drawing for a Spirit Circle pass.
What's the website again?
eastrologer.net. It's also in the show description on the BTR page.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks so much for calling in, and we'll catch up with you soon. Take care, and good night.
Okay.
Okay, then. So we are going to take our next caller here, who is going to be from area code 336. Just give me a moment to clear the screen, and we'll get up here. All right, so area code 336. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth?
Yes, my name is Gracia. My date of birth is 1964.
I'm sorry, what was that again? 9/10/54?
My birthday?
Yes.
No, 64.
64. Okay. And what year was that again?
1964.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, and what time were you born?
4:27 p.m.
Perfect. All right. And where were you born?
Norwalk, Connecticut.
All right. And Gracia, how do you spell your name, just so I get that right here?
Okay, it's DELGRATIA, but my original birth certificate was spelled different. Do you need the original spelling?
Oh, no, that's okay.
On that?
I got it. Just wanted to get you in my files.
I was adopted. Yeah, okay.
Okay, perfect. All right, DeGracia, got it. And do you want a general reading today, or do you have a specific question about an issue?
Just to do a general reading.
Perfect. All right, so Veretta, go ahead.
All right. Well, okay. So the first thing I got to tell you, DeGracia, is you've got a lot of people stepping up in spirit to say, hey. So I don't know if you've had a lot of families in the past, or you're into caregiving or something that, helps people transition. You're surrounded a lot by people in spirit. So just so you know that when you see little shadows in the corner of your eye, or things are getting moved out from under you, or lights are flickering, if you're not going crazy, you've got a lot of energy that surrounds you. I also want to say you're a fix-it person. For me, that means you're a healer energy. And the feeling is, in a way, you have some more, self work to do. And that just means that you're going to do a little better by how you can apply your healer's energy, whether it's education, certification, more experience in a different area. I think that time frame for you is right now, and it will fill a gap. I feel like you've got, you've got a boy, you've got some space that in lieu of just something missing, I will say, it's just time to fill that space with things that promote you, better you, create the new you that you warrant the change. And you're actually deserving. You're absolutely 100% deserving of taking time out for self and making life better for you in this way. But it's not just you that will benefit from it. You also have, I want to say, a second generation below you. So for me, that's children's children, or a couple generations under, that's going to look up to you and see you as a complete role model. That when it's all said and done, and they look back, they're going to say, "She rocked, and because of her, I did blah blah blah." So whatever it is that you're going to do for you is going to help them in the long run. There's a lot of simplicity to this, and we can go in multiple directions, but the feeling is that right now you need to hear me say you've got people in spirit stepping up to say, "Hey, baby, you're not alone." And they're surrounding you with the love and support you deserve, and you're also being encouraged big time to take some time for self, and whatever that means, in a way, just go ahead and put your thinking cap on and put your energy out there and learn, renew, refresh, whatever this is your healer's energy is focused on, and make something happen. You deserve it. You really, in a way, you deserve this. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does. You really on point with everything. Yes. And
so, having got that said, Ernesto, can you give her anything, or do we need to frame a question here?
No, DeGracia, quick question. Did you get over a breakup recently?
Yeah. With a job, I left a job, a long-term, 16 years with a caregiver for a child with disabilities. I was with her for 16 years, and I just started a new job with a new company, and it was bittersweet.
Did you, would you say that the caregiving job that you were doing, that you felt stuck in that position? Like you don't really know, it almost felt a little bit like you were being punished. Like, I can do so much better than this. How the hell did I end up here?
Sort of, but I knew that I had to be there because the love I had for working with children with disabilities and adults. But then there were times that I felt like I was being used and not being compensated for what I do and what I go through.
Yeah.
Well, I totally understand. I have a friend who's 82 years old, and she just gave up her career in caregiving. And it's like, so this lady, she's like in her 80s, and she is literally lifting people up and bathing them and doing absolutely crazy things, and it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, I make just as much money working in a call center, and you're in your 80s doing physically strenuous labor that's probably somewhat damaging to the physical body. And, it's just, I just can't get over that. That just kind of baffles my mind. But, DeGracia, what I'm picking up for you is, that this is really a serious healing moment for you. And, of getting over this work position that's kind of been straining or just, made you feel not great about yourself. And, like, rather than, saying, that this is really about self-care, which it is, that's definitely a piece of the puzzle here. I think that for you, this is all about integrating those experiences from that position and saying that, I can raise my own spiritual vibration and the vibration of others around me. And so, you're starting to learn how to tap into some other energy channels to make that happen. Like our spirit circle, you hear me plug this a lot here on the show. That's coming up a week from today on the 22nd. we're going to be doing that. And Veretta could give you some great tips about, how to tap into that part of yourself and to let those energies come through you. But I really feel like that, that for you, that doing some type of spiritual work or channeling specifically around family members and blood relatives to help them sort of work out a lot of their difficulties or hostility towards each other, that's something that you could really benefit from. And this new position that you're in right now for the job, that this is going to probably be a company that you're going to stick with for a while, that they're going to be around you.
Oh, really? Okay, because I'm kind of wondering about it.
Yeah.
Kind of okay, I'm still in the field of helping people, but it's fun,
I think you're going to be in this job for a while, and it's going to be pretty steady for you, pretty stable. So to be clear, that sort of means that like steady and stable may not be necessarily exciting for you, and you almost feel kind of bored with the job. But it's easy enough, and it pays well, so you can have a nice living. So just stick with it, because you're coming up in a few years here. It's going to be very difficult to find something that's better. When we're at a point in the world and only companies have money. I do think that this job is going to give you the security that you're looking for and the stability also. And if they also give you the question of hey DeGracia, would you consider traveling to ABC location for this seminar or temporary work assignment, just like our last caller Leslie, again, do it for you. This would be a time that you want to get out of the house and start exploring, because I think that there's more money to be made that's just outside of your four walls.
Right. Okay, I really appreciate that, and I do feel like my spiritual journey is opening up. I'm seeing numbers all the time. The number 21 is always coming up everywhere, and just a lot of spiritual, like you said, a lot of spiritual guys been around me. Dreams. I mean, it seems like it's just been a change in me, a great change ever since I left that job, that caregiver job. It's just been a great change.
Yeah, you sort of unstuck yourself by leaving that job. So that's kind of what you did there. And so I mean, no hard feelings, but like it was time for you to move on, really.
Yeah, and you're going to be learning much from this new position. That's what you're there for.
All right. Thank you so much.
Well, it was great to have you on the show. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share, and go out and leave us a review. That does get you into the raffle for a free Spirit Circle pass.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Take care. Until next time. Good night. Okay. All right. So we are going to get off here. Wow. We have quite a few. We have a cube that's building up. So kind of got to move this one along. We're going to get off to area code 425. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth?
Holly, 10/25/64.
10/25/64?
Yes.
Okay, and at what time were you born?
1:43 p.m.
Where were you born?
Westchester, Pennsylvania.
Okay, and Holly, would you like a general reading, or do you just want do you have a specific question about an issue?
General's fine.
Perfect. All right. Veretta, go ahead.
Okay, Holly. You've got a couple of things that are kind of right there in your space. Take a breath for me, and as you exhale, think of the bottom of your feet. Kind of get grounded a little bit. That didn't take much. Okay. So I hear, the first words I hear, the minute I open up to this space, the first words I hear for you is, it's going to get better. Although, in a way, you may not think that that's possible, or, it would take a lightning bolt to make that happen. It's really not going to take that much work or that much. It's not even on you. It's somebody else that's going to make this situation better. I feel like it also stems from relationship or people that are close to you, and that you wouldn't have the way to make it. You're not the catalyst to this. You wouldn't have the way to make the change occur. So I guess that's why Spirit would start by saying it's going to get better. And once the things start to change and mellow out, you're going to see yourself forming different relationships with certain people. And the dynamic between you and them is going to create a better overall feeling for you in the long run. So even though right now you feel like life may be full of turmoil, or it has been of late, and you could almost backtrack and say, yeah, it always has been, not just of late. Well, it's going to smooth out. It's going to get better. I think people are either getting more mature in their life in the situation, or they're going to learn to appreciate you in a way that is going to cut you a lot of slack. I also feel like you're very creative, and if you were given permission to have an endeavor, that would really give you a good outlet for the things that the energy that's built up that you would say is negativity that had surrounded you. So I feel like that's going to be part of your therapy, is you're going to be able to indulge in your creative ability and enhance that, so that if you wanted to, even let's just pretend to say, if you wanted to go pro or make an income out of it, you could. Now, that will change, that you taking that creativity to that level of professionalism, that will change, again, the dynamic with the people around you. That won't all be good. But the fact is that's what you're here for. You're here to help. You're here to give information to people. You're here to share your creative ability with those people, and your intuition will lead you in the steps that you need to take, in the steps in the direction you need to go. So just hear me say, hey now, just for about a minute, and let everybody else get on the same page with their program and understand that, you have self-worth that doesn't just cater to them. This isn't about you making life better or being the go-to or the whipping boy or the wiping post. This is about you actually having your own identity and being able to claim it now. So I see a lot of that taking place in the very near future for you. And again, through no fault of your own, these people, their actions and everything that's taken place up to date is going to change as well. They are going to become smoother, softer, different. Does that make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, 100%.
Okay. Is there a specific question that you have to go with that? Or if so, do you already have something lined up for her?
Yeah, Holly, I'm just curious. Is the reason that you called in today, I know we're giving you a general reading, but is the reason you specifically called the show, was this motivated by a relationship?
No, I'm not in a relationship. Is that what you mean, or do you mean like
No, like
a
there was
family
there was a
relationship?
thought about a relationship that you had, and you're just thought, well, let me get some more insight on that. So let me call the show.
My stepson is being a little butthead. He's 18. Is that considered what you're thinking of?
Well, it could be, this could be a blood relative. This could also be, somebody that you had a recently kind of, toxic would be one expression of it. Abusive would be another. But, I'm thinking somewhere more in between, it's just sort of like, one of those types of people who doesn't want to be held accountable for their actions because they're off doing some shady act, and, and I have to pay the price by, trying to cover for them because, but I'm really just
That's my
enabling the behavior.
ex-husband.
Okay. And that's
That's
would
my
you say that
ex-husband.
would you say that that's a relationship pattern that you just got out of recently?
Oh no, I left him about 10 years ago.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to take a look at a few things here. Because, when we're talking about sort of where you're at right now, the big thing that I get is that, Holly, you would really benefit from some type of like spiritual training or spirit communication training that, that connecting to guides, sort of what Veretta does, or, like,
I'm a reader.
Oh, you are a reader already. Okay, great. So, I feel like
Yes.
that needs to be leveled up. There's some new information there that could be extremely beneficial to you, and it's really going to help to
Mhm.
open up, your practice and to make more money and to have people. But like you got to make some changes. I just feel like the old system that you've been using for so long, it's still working, but we kind of got to update that and give you some new tools to work with. So, that could be doing something like what
Hmm.
I do with Uranian Astrology. That could be learning how to tap into different energy sources. But your spiritual work is, headed into some new directions here, and that's the main thing that I'm picking up on. And that's also going to that's also going to play a piece with, like blood relatives and also, friends, relationship people. That those are going to be the things that you're going to want to specialize in with this new information. So if there's like a relationship coaching module or something like that along those lines, you would benefit from that type of information.
Okay.
So,
That sounds good.
do you have a specific question for me about your chart? There's 8,000 formulas I can look up for you.
Um, what year am I in?
We're in 2022.
No, my personal year.
Your personal year. Oh, like so
For
you just
numerology?
Yes.
Are
Yeah.
you for your numerology?
Yeah, I thought that's
Or
what he
you
meant.
cycles?
Like you're in a number 1 year, you're in a number 2 year, and it
Oh
goes
yeah,
to
see,
9.
we don't do that in astrology. Like that's just a whole bunch of
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, to us that's pseudoscience. Like we can't verify that one way or the
But
others.
add your birthday, your birth month, and your birth year, and then add that to the year 2022, and that'll tell you what you need, darling. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right. You have a blessed day.
Bye.
Take care.
You
Until next time.
too.
Okay, so we are going to get to our next caller here from area code 516. Here we go. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth?
Hi, this is Rosie. How are you today?
I am doing great. How are you?
Good. So my date of birth is January 16th, 1976.
January 16th of 76. All right, and at what time?
8:30 a.m.
Perfect. All right, and where were you born?
Rockville Center, New York.
Okay, and let's see. Rosie, would you like a general reading or do you have a specific question?
I have a specific question.
All right, and what's that?
So I was temping, and the temp position came to an end on March 25th. And since then, I have been obviously looking for new work. I've been interviewing, and just trying to make new contacts, but I haven't been given any offers. So I'm just curious to know when I will find work.
All right, great. Got it. Loretta, go ahead.
Okay, so Rosie, what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling when I'm looking at you and where you're at, wherever that is, doesn't matter. I'm seeing you need to branch out a little bit further than what your normal circle can reach. And I feel like I want to tell you, go north. I don't know where you're at, but I'm feeling like go north, go northeast a little bit of where you're at, and that may net you what you're looking for. But it may, and even though it may start as a temp or it may start as a temporary situation just to tide you over, it's not going to stay like that. I think that this is going to be someplace where you end up semi-permanently. Now, there may be a reach for you. It may be a little bit of maybe a commute, hardship, time frame wise, whatever. But ultimately what I feel like is, it's going to give you the security that you've been looking for and wanting. And that will have a ripple effect for the people around you. And you will, as a result, need to make some decisions based on that ripple. And not like they're going to leave you, but like, do you want to stay in the home you're in now? Maybe you're going to move to get a little closer. How you may need to reach out and ask people for a little bit of help depending upon what your situation is. So those are going to be hardships that you can overcome. And the fact is that because it's going to be worth you to make a little bit of a juggle in the first, initially, it will benefit you wholeheartedly in the long run. Like, it'll either expand or extend into something else that is then yours to keep, or like maybe they even have the franchise, or maybe it's something where you can go to more than one place, and that makes it a little easier for you. But there's a lot of benefit for you. Look outside of where you're looking at now. Get a little farther than what you anticipated in traveling, and I feel like it's going to be 100% worth it to you to make that effort.
Okay.
When I say Northeast, I don't mean like another state. I don't mean like 100,000 miles outside of where you go, but I do mean a little farther than where you're looking now.
Okay.
You also might want to consider, so let's see, time frame wise, we're in June, middle of June. It's going to be a little bit, honey. It's going to be a little bit. How long have you already been off?
March 25th.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Ernesto take this because I'm putting it out about October 1st. So maybe there's something in there that he can find for you that will give you a little bit of a closer date. That won't make it such a hardship on you waiting for income. So Ernesto, can you give her a little bit more on that?
Sure, yeah. I'm just taking a look at a couple of things here. I'm looking at your double halves of midpoint of your meridian Mars. So that's your work. The green line that you see on the screen right now, that's in relation to the formula that's specific for getting a new job. So, because the formula for getting a new job does sort of involve a piece of the chart that moves super fast, that's based on time, that element of things is going to be super hard to sort of narrow down in a live format. So we're going to take a look at a couple of other things, regarding your just general career outlook. That's going to be the best way to do it, I think, here. So we have 7818. And then this one over here on your, there. All right, 3120. Okay. So that would be there. All right. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at, your midpoint of work and what's happening now. When we ask the question about a new job, let me just make a note of this so I don't lose it. So that's 5509. When we make the note about the new job to see what's happening with that, as Veretta was saying, I do kind of think it might be a little bit. And you're probably going to have a lot of rejections to begin with, like you may even start to get discouraged, that like you're putting in for some real safety.
Oh, I'm already
jobs.
feeling that now.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That's
it's
what
like,
I'm feeling right now.
yeah. And sorry to say this, but that feeling will continue for a little bit where you just feel beat down. Like, what the hell is wrong with me? Why am I so unemployable? And honestly, it's just, the planets don't line up if you want to have that conversation. So, like when I take a look here at sort of where you're headed right now, when it comes to this, let me look at 5509. Great. So here, you are going to have some setbacks and you are going to have some disappointments. Definitely. Like, we know that that's going to happen. And also, like, you may even have some scenarios where you get hired for something and then you get let go right after that because there was an oversight or, HR screwed something up in the paperwork for you. I just see, like, you just kind of getting beat down when it comes to the work related issues. Now specifically the job that you're sort of looking for, let me see what happens if we do this. Okay. I do see that there are job opportunities, but they're going to be through people in your network, like other contacts that you have. Somebody says, "Oh, well, we're hiring." It's going to be that type of thing. It's going to be more of a word of mouth than what it is, like an Indeed or a Monster or whatever, Craigslist type of job posting you may see. This is going to be based more off of the people who are in your immediate network, that they're going to be the ones who have that information for you. And I do agree also with Veretta that, the move that you're looking at, it's going to be a little bit further away, not super, super far, where it's going to be a push like to another state and you have to totally ruin your life that way. I think it's just going to be more that, like it's going to be upstate. It's going to be a little bit of a drive, but that's going to be the job that you're looking more at. And so the big thing that I would recommend as of right now, since it doesn't look great as far as an immediate job resolution is concerned, remember, you can, at least in Arizona, you can always make $600 a month donating plasma. You might have to start to get creative about these types of things to keep yourself afloat, if those are the conversations we have to have. And with this, I really think that, almost harassment. That's not the word I want to use, but when you put in for a job, if you really like it and you say, this has to be the one for me, just keep following up with them, keep hounding, their recruiter until you get a solid answer, yes or no. A lot of people don't like to tell you that, but I just feel like, with you having this pattern of being beat down so frequently, in the whole job and employment process, that if you you have to stay on top of it. Otherwise, they're just going to forget about you. You're almost invisible when it comes to, like names on a list for a job position. So you really want to make your presence known to people. And that's going to be how you're going to increase those chances of getting some type of job. I do think that something super temporary is heading your way, but it's not going to last. And it's going to be a disappointment if, you're expecting anything big from it. So just be aware that the first few assignments that you're presented with, that they are going to go away, but just appreciate them for what they are.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, Rosie, it was great to have you on the show. Thanks for calling. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share.
Good night.
Take care until next time. Okay. So we are going to get to our next caller here from area code 917. Hi, you're on the Uranus Happens Show. May I have your name and date of birth? Hello? Okay, then. Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Hi, thanks for calling. May I have your name and date of birth? Okay.
Yeah, are you talking to me?
Yes, may I have your name and date of birth?
Okay. Okay, my name is Ashil.
Okay.
You want me to spell it?
Yes, go ahead.
Ashil.
All right. And what's your date of birth?
8269, August 2nd, 69.
And what time were you born?
1:45 a.m.
Where were you born?
I was born in the Congo, Congo.
Okay, all right. And where were you born in the Congo?
Brazzaville, Brazzaville.
Okay.
Did you get it?
No, just give me a moment here. I'm trying. This is like the worst atlas. Just give me a moment.
Yeah, no. So, I know. Are we on the air now or not?
Oh, we are. Yes. So that was in Brazzaville, you said?
Brazzaville, Brazzaville.
Perfect. All right. And do you have a specific question, or do you just want a general reading tonight?
I have a specific question, but I'd rather just get a general reading, and if they ask me, then I will ask for a specific question.
All right, great. Veretta, go ahead.
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll have enough time to get to your specific question.
Okay.
Generally, I'm going to say that I feel like you've got travel coming up. I feel like you are either ready or you've anticipated this trip, and so I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I feel like there's opportunity at the end of that travel. It may or may not be something you can afford to like turn down or let go or cut loose, but it'll definitely warrant decision making on your part. I feel like someone else may also benefit from the long run of this travel. I feel like if you don't have somebody by your side, you will after it. I feel like you're also going to have, I want to say cause to celebrate. Woohoo! Kick your feet up, be happy, scream, okay. I feel like you're going to have lots of good in, let's see, what I want to say. You're going to have a lot of good rapport with certain people. That's going to net you results way down the road. Long term, it's just going to keep coming. So whatever it is you're going to be doing, it's going to continue to give you more in return than, just a job or just happy feelings or just accolades. You're going to have a lot to look forward to with this. Now, I do feel like that I don't know why I want to say it's one-sided. And like maybe you're the one that wants to make this trip and somebody else doesn't, or you're the one that can go and somebody else can't. But I feel like it's still it's a step you should take nonetheless. It's still something that you can benefit from nonetheless. So whether you can afford to not take the opportunities that are presented, that's on you. But I feel like a lot of opportunities are opening up to really just say, it's going to change. It's going to change your life. It's going to change a lot of things about the way you live. And it's going to be a happy occasion, a happy moment. It's almost like, I want to say you win, or, you were victorious in whatever it is that you're going to be able to set out to do as a result of this trip. Does that cover the question, or is there something specific?
I'm glad to say that because I was getting a little concerned. My quick question is: there's someone from my past who's trying to come back into my life, and we just, we had a fallout in the past, and I just moved on, and some other person appeared again in my life, and we just have another fallout tonight. So I just wanted to know. I don't know if the universe is telling me to just leave it behind because of something else is coming up. I don't know.
So I think, Ernesto, can you feel that?
Yeah. So I don't know, we would look at your Hades specifically to see, about things from the past and what's going on with that. But, for you, Ashiel, kind of what I'm getting the sense of, all of these big positive changes, you win. That this is about, you and people, or you and your connections with people. That, there's some restructuring that's going on here. So if you can see that, if you're watching our YouTube stream, I have this orange arrow here, that all of this stuff here that's in this circle that I'm creating, that this is all, being in relationship to this other stuff on this top orange circle. So, the meridian and the ascendant is you and the environment, you in the moment. Then notice your connections, and the Pluto deals with the changes. So you at this time is just sort of like you're having, just like sudden changes, and they're fortunate changes and very powerful too. You're probably, would you say that you're also having some changes when it comes to women?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, these are all major themes that are going on for you right now based on your chart. And it's just because, this is supposed to get you to where you need to go. And that, you have some positive things here. Now, Ashiel, next question. Would you say that most of your life has been defined by being forced to do the right thing, even though you don't want to?
Yeah.
Okay, so that if so,
I'm kind of just taking my power. I'm kind of taking my power back now. It's just like on my terms now.
Yeah, so you can see here on this on the square that I'm going to be adding in green here on our YouTube stream, you've got Sun Saturn that's coming to the entire central focal point of your entire chart here. So Sun Saturn is, the body that departs, that deals with a lot of death, but it also deals with a lot of personal responsibility. And the way that it's showing up right now is that, you've got all of this, really positive stuff that's happening in your natal chart in this first ring of info. And we already know that that's affecting you in this orange arrow. So these energies are really the ones that are at play here in your life. So, you and friends and people and, those connections, those are all starting to change, but and, you're having the experience that these connections are dropping off, and that's because you're headed into a new direction in life. So, congratulations that you did win, and by doing all of those, making all of those changes for yourself, by doing the right thing in terms of responsibility. That's the positive alchemy of your chart. So, you are going to be having some travel coming up here. And I do agree also, when Beretta says that, that person may go away, or, that you're going to be there on your own. I feel like that, there's might be some wasted energies, or, just like some efforts that didn't really go as planned, like you expected one thing and then got a little bit let down because there was a problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that, Shield, you really are headed in the direction that you're supposed to be heading right now. And, you taking control and personal mastery of your own actions, good for you, because not a lot of people can say that they've done that. And it's a very difficult mountain to climb when you're going through that whole process. Believe me, everybody on the line tonight, we've probably all dealt with this issue in some type of way here. So, that would be, my advice to you is, if things keep dropping off, or you're just sort of like, I had another falling out with this person and I wasn't expecting it, just leave it be. Don't try to repair the relationship, because like I always say, the people who are in your life are there for a reason, and they will find their way to you one way or another. Don't try to force a connection that doesn't need to be there otherwise.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's what I need to hear. I mean, I kind of felt what you said. I kind of felt it, but I just wanted confirmation, and I guess I just got it. So I really appreciate it. Both of you, whatever you said, just make a lot of sense, because
Great.
I'm becoming more and more spiritual, and then getting these angel messages and stuff. And what you said, just exactly the kind of messages I've been getting. So.
Well, it was great to have you on the show, Ashiel. Thanks so much for calling in. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share.
I will. Thank you so much.
Take care until next time. Good night. Okay, then. So we have quite the queue that's building up right now, and we actually don't have any way to service everybody on the line. It's just impossible. So what I'm going to do here for you is I'm just going to go ahead and end the show at this point, since, we can't really give the amount of time that we would like to for another call tonight. Do you agree with that, Veretta, that we should just kind of cut it where we're at now?
Sure. How many people do we have lined up?
We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We still have 6 people in line.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so
okay. So what would be the best way for people to get to the front of the line when they want to call in advance?
Yeah, so future reference, if there's a queue building up like this, you can always go to eastrologer.net and buy a front of the line pass. It's only $5, and leave us your phone number. Then that way you're guaranteed to have a seat. That'll be next in line. And you can also enter our raffle at the bottom of that page by using the feedback form and letting us know your thoughts about your free live reading here on the air. So
that sounds like a plan. Well, that people can get a little bit of a leg up on everyone else.
Yes, well, it was so great to have everybody. I'm so sorry we couldn't get to you all tonight, but our Sunday show is a little bit of a longer format. We'll be here from 9:30 until 11:30 Sunday morning. And remember, if you guys get here first, then that'll help put you into that call queue sooner. And I do want to thank all of our subscribers who did come out. It was great to have you. I hope that we can catch up with you soon. Veretta, as always, it was a pleasure. It was wonderful to have you on the air tonight, and I look forward to our Sunday morning show.
Yep, look forward to that too. All right.
Take care, everybody.
Everyone have a good night.
Yep. Good luck and good night.